Hi there, this is my review for Season 9, Episode 13, A Desperate Man. Okay, so I'm pretty much just going to ignore a lot of the case stuff in this review. Even the second time I watched it, I wasn't really paying attention to the case, and I don't think many of you were either. So starting off, we learn that our faithful trio has not been having the best of luck in the romance department. Tony and Mingy have been going through a bit of a dry spell, and Ziva and her boyfriend, or possible stalker Ray, are kind of on the outs. And Ray is calling everyone on the team because Ziva is ignoring him. She's not having any of it. I love how he called Gibbs and Ziva's all, "I'm sorry, I'll fix this." And then I'm like, Ziva, you better fix it, because if Gibbs has to fix it, it's going to be with a baseball bat. And I'm like, Ziva, you better fix this, because if Gibbs has to fix this, it's going to be with a baseball bat. At this point in the episode, with Ray calling all of Ziva's co-workers, I began to wonder if, Ray was just gonna go full tilt crazy in this episode. Like, if I can't have you, no one can. I assume that this would be the point where Tony would reference Fatal Attraction, but I'm not really sure because I haven't actually seen it. So yeah. Okay, moving on. Let's face it. This whole case could have covered itself in mayo and thrown itself into the Potomac, and it still would not have my attention. This is not a complaint. My lack of an attention span is my fault. That is on me. I kind of did start to get the feeling about halfway through the episode that the two storylines were connected. And I tweeted that, hey, maybe Ray killed the chick, and surprise, he did. So the first time I watched it, I kind of wished I had paid attention more to the beginning, because now I was slightly lost. One thing about the case, though, the boat that they searched, the boat that was part of the plot, it was a Sea Ray. You can see it in a frame. I looked it up, and it's like a popular kind of boat or whatever, but still, it's kind of amazing. Points for NCIS, though, just for the little things. So, to some Tiva. I loved the scene with Tony and Ziva where they're on the roof, and Ziva tells Tony about how Ray stood her up, and my emotions. Cody, you kill me. I had that urge to run into my television set and just hug her. Poor thing. Though I kind of feel that she did overreact just a little bit. That is due to the daddy issues. But if you get that feeling in your gut that it's just not ultimately gonna work, I guess you just gotta cut your losses and run. But it is really hard to be on Ray's side of this, so everyone is on Ziva's side on this matter. And though later when Ziva tells Ray that it's not about her father, I think everyone was pretty much like, yes it is. Sorry. Just a side note, what is with the hair? What is with Ray's hair? Like, what is it doing? It's like, it's not really a comb over, but it's just kind of, I don't know. Whatever it was mildly distracting. I mean, if they handed the actor over to hair and makeup and said, just give us the most douchiest version of Ray that you can, they succeeded. Good job. And on to the proposal, which may have been one of the biggest deals of this whole season so far. At least to me. So, recently, I've been catching up with old Vlogbrothers videos. If you don't know who the Vlogbrothers are, just look it up. It will take too long to explain. And there's this one where one of the brothers, John, talks about proposing to his wife and how misogynistic the traditional act of proposing can be. And I'm paraphrasing here from memory, so it might not be word for word, but basically he says, so a guy, he gets months or years to decide whether or not he wants to marry this girl, and the girl gets 20 seconds before it gets awkward. And there's all this pressure for her to say yes and commit to marrying the guy. I think that Ray and Ziva are a good example of this. And, yeah, Ray and Ziva, they did talk about their future and there was the whole ring box. But he does the deed at the worst possible time and in public. And he refuses to get up off one knee. Not until she answers, but until she says yes. So there are all these bystanders cooing over them because they think they're about to witness something magical and romantic. And instead we get a sad but slightly hilarious moment of Ziva just yanking him up and leading them over to a place away from the people. And Ray, I have to give it to him. He gives it one hell of a try with the house and the babies, which Ziva really wants. And she tells him she's gonna think about it, which is not really surprising because as mad as she is, there's still feelings and Ray's promises probably sound really good to her. I was honestly really surprised at how cool Tony was towards the idea of Ray proposing to Ziva. Although I do not wish that he had been crazy jealous instead and had flipped over a desk or something. whatever, there's probably a fanfic out there where he, has to take a moment in the elevator and cry. But he pulls himself together and puts on a brave face. One of his many masks. The agent, the joker, the playboy, now the supportive friend. But he would do it for her. For Ziva. Something like that. Anyway. As unexpected as his demeanor was, I take mature and developed Tony over immature and jealous Tony any day. I love though how he manages to slip in that he rocked his proposal, unlike Ray. So in the end it turns out Ray is a liar and a murderer and an all-around douche-tastic douchebag. Ziva confronts him with her fist. It was like the best possible outcome that I could imagine. I was so happy. It was perfect and magical for all the wrong reasons. As far as that glorious punch goes, I think there was a collective cheer from the fandom when that happened. Oh, and of course we did get some Tiva in the end. I loved the last scene with the cherishing, and the last foof was really cute too. I really like the direction the Tiva's going in as of the episode, and I hope it means that they're kind of setting up something for the finale. Also, is this like the season of weddings and proposals, with Jimmy and Ziva and, Tony with Wendy? Is that like the theme for this season? Because if it is, I approve. So I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5. I actually really liked it. The case boring at parts, but the awesomeness just made up for it. No matter what they did with this episode, as long as it contained like Ziva punching Ray in the face, it was at least at minimum a 4 out of 5. So Ray now unfortunately is added to the long list of men that Ziva has trusted but have just let her down in the end. And I am a biased shipper, but hopefully this will make Ziva realize that Tony is the one for her. He is her guy, and as she said in Reunion, he's always had her back. And I'll put it in a way you can understand, Ziva. Sometimes what you're looking for is right under your eyes.